President Biden may be the second Catholic president, but Catholic voters are bailing on him. Biden's support among Catholics is at 43%, down from 49% in 2020. Meanwhile, Catholics have moved towards Trump, with his support rising from 50% in 2020 to 55%. And the numbers for Hispanic Catholics are even worse, with Biden's support dropping, get this, from 65% in 2020 to 49% in 2024. So they're basically at a, they're basically tied now, essentially. Here to weigh in is the COO of the Libre initiative, Jose Mallea. Jose, it's so great to have you on. So kind of break it down for us. Why are Catholics leaving Joe Biden, who's Catholic and really flaunts it a lot, carries rosary beads in his campaign commercials and likes to talk about how Catholic he is, but people aren't buying it?
Hi, Rachel. How are you? It's great to be here with you. And, those numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
Those are massive shifts in support. And especially the number when it comes to the Latino community. As you know, Libre does a lot of work in the Latino community, so we're connected to what's happening there. And what we're seeing is that, Latinos feel that there's been a rejection of those core family values that they care so much about. But at the same time, they're feeling the pain of the bad policies of this administration.
Yeah.
Right. And all of that is causing them to run away from President Biden and look for an alternative, and that's President Trump. So I think Latinos, this isn't going to stop. The worse that this economy gets, the worse these numbers are going to get for President Biden.
Yeah, it's interesting. So you're saying it's not just the values. And by the way, this is an administration that, sent the FBI to spy on Catholics. His abortion agenda is more radical than Barack Obama's, which is really hard to believe. It's super radical. But also Hispanics are the working class. So obviously these inflation issues and economic issues are hurting them hard.
And you mentioned it. He's the second Catholic president. The first Catholic president was John F. Kennedy. But this Democratic Party is a very different Democratic Party. The agenda that they promote today is very different than the one that you had back then. And they feel that on these core family issues, they've moved away from a lot of the things that maybe they were told during the campaign. But at the end of the day, like you said it, Latinos come to this country to work, to achieve the American dream, right? Our families came here, sacrificed so we can have a better life than they had. And so once they see that starts to disappear, that it becomes harder, that their children's education is under threat at schools with all sorts of crazy policies, they moved away from him towards candidates, right? Not just President Biden, but we're seeing it with other down ballot candidates as well, who support educational options, who support more economic liberty. Because at the end of the day, what this administration is doing with out-of-control spending, with over-regulation and all these things, and like you mentioned, even spying on people in a way that's questionable, right? That stuff doesn't sit right with the Latino community, and frankly, doesn't sit right with most Americans.
Yeah, and the Latino community is also a very young demographic, and young people are getting hurt very bad by this economy. You're seeing it across the board. Young people feel like they can't launch. They don't have the same opportunities their parents had.
Rachel, that is a question that we asked in a recent poll. We had asked it in a poll 10 years ago, and we found that over 75% of young Latinos think that their children will not have the same opportunities that they've had in this country. And that's a very demoralizing statistic, but it just shows the state of our national politics, where it's at, and how people see themselves and their opportunity to achieve their hopes and dreams. So I think that's something that needs to change, and hopefully we can bring that change about in November.
Yeah, well, you see Joe Biden reaching out to Hispanics with this DACA, giving them Obamacare and roping them to that, but you don't think that's going to make a big difference?
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think those are things that do matter to some people. They're personal to those that are dealing with it and struggling in those situations. But I think it's the bigger issues, right? At the end of the day, people are going to sit around the dinner table and ask themselves a simple question: is our life better today than it was 4 years ago? And that's what's going to drive them out to go out and vote and make their decision. Yeah,
well, it's very interesting. The most dissatisfied demographic with Joe Biden, Hispanics. Jose Mallea from the Libre Initiative, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Always a pleasure.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.